Welcome back to PodCrash. We're wrapping up our Ask Matt Anything series from our Crash Champions Leadership Summit. There, I open the floor for our team to ask me anything. Check out parts 1 and 2 if you haven't already. In this final part, things get real. I'm asked about a location that's closing. I'm asked about how to lead teams through tough moments. And stick around to the end where you'll hear about a standing offer I've got for any employee who's really all in on Crash Champions. Let's get into it. This is PodCrash.
My name is Thomas Rosales. I'm the general manager over at the Grapevine, Texas location, and just happy to be here.
Oh man, we're losing your spot.
Yes, that's what I wanted to ask about. It's almost been a year now. I was privy to the conversation as to a possible relocation. It wasn't really voiced to everybody, but then I get teammates in my office that are asking, "Hey, are we moving?" And so at that point, I spoke to my leadership, and they said, "Hey, we need to address it with the team." Really, no news to give them, no update to give them, but we see, the dealership that we're attached to remodel,
Yeah.
making changes, coming through our facility, looking at our facility, and it's almost like, hey, we should put the curtains here, we should paint this wall this color, knock out this, move this. So the team is concerned, right? I do my best to try to let them know that, hey, look, it's business as usual, right? We don't know yet what's going to happen, and try to give them that reassurance that the company is going to take care of them. But my question to you really is, what is the plan? Is there a plan in place for that?
I'm surprised that you're not more in on the plan than you are. I would have hoped that you know more than I do. So high level, here's what I do know. Actually, we've been working on this for 2 years trying to get another location. We had 2 sites identified, got shut down by the municipality a couple times. So we're struggling to find another place to put the location. They don't want us there. They're running us out. And they're setting it up to where if we stay, the rent's gonna go up every month to like ridiculousness to where like no matter what you do, we're just gonna lose money. The plan is to use it as a satellite location and relocate all the team members. So we need everybody and we need the work coming out of there. So they're gonna give us some space where we can use it as a satellite, move the cars while we continue to look for another location. So if you don't know that, that's a shame. I'm gonna have to yell at some people for a nice way of saying it, that you're not all included in that loop, because what you guys can do is help us if you see a location that might work. Like that's what we need. We just need a spot to go, because they're gonna make sure we can't stay there. They want the space that bad, but we can keep it as a satellite so where we can keep the work, and we're gonna move the teammates around. We'll have to talk. We need you too, so don't worry. We just got to figure out what to do in the interim. And I think it's going to take a minute to find a space, from what I can tell, because the town seems to not want us there.
As a leader, having to give that type of news to someone that is already concerned, how would you approach that? And would you share that information? Would you wait to share that information? I know there's multiple questions, but
So first, I believe you don't wait to share information when you have it. Adults don't like surprises, right? Like kids do. Adults don't, especially when it comes to things like what's my future and my life and my job hold. We owe it to communicate that as soon as possible. Now the trick to it is when you think you got something that's going to work out, you don't want to tell the team, hey, we don't know, if you're pretty confident. So it's a little bit of confidence level that we got a solution before you talk about it. But I think you have to put yourself in their seat and think about what would you want to hear. So first of all, they're going to want to hear the truth, and they're going to want to know, are they going to be okay, which they are, because we need people, we need them. And so I would want to know, am I going to be okay? I would want to know, where am I going to have to go? And is there a chance that the location opens somewhere else? And when do I get to come back? And I would communicate all those things as soon as I could. Give them confidence. Again, we definitely need you. We've got another spot for you in the interim, and we definitely want this location, and we're looking elsewhere. And I would let them know sometimes things are out of our control. Like we are not by our choice leaving that location. The lease ran out. The lease was in place long before I came around, long before you came around,
Yeah.
probably long before they came around. And so legally, the property owner can control the situation because our lease is up. So they don't have to let us stay. We can stay and they can take us to court and kick us out, but that's what would happen. And it wouldn't take that long. Or we could try to work with them on an interim solution, which is to at least keep the zip code, keep it as a satellite, refer the work out. So I believe be transparent, let everybody know it's not anything we can do anything about, or else we would. And number two, we are continuing to work plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E till we get another location to open and give them confidence in their ability to do well and stick around in the temp role. And I feel bad that we're having this conversation now because I would have thought it would have happened already.
So, Matt, I was standing behind the camera when Thomas came through, and I was thinking, man, he was like our second or third interview at that moment.
Yep.
And I was thinking, what a freaking terrible idea this was to do the PodCrash, right? To get to basically expose you that way. But you immediately,
Yeah, I said in the interview, adults don't like surprises.
Yeah.
Thanks for the surprise.
yeah.
Appreciate
But
it.
you said immediately. I mean, it was as soon as he mentioned the location name, you knew immediately what was happening.
Yeah.
And I just want to call that out because you're not only on the business, you're in the business. And I see that every day during the conference or during the summit. It seemed like every GM that you had conversations with, you knew specifics of, their P&L, the insights of the business, what was going on. So that's super cool to watch from the outside. So kudos there. But watching that over again, would you change the way you approach your answer, or you would keep it the same?
Well, I would have stuttered a little less maybe, but nah, I mean, what I told him was what I feel is right. Like, you always want to be as transparent as
Yeah.
possible. You don't want to go early and create a bunch of unnecessary panic. So I would have added that when I talked about you got to balance when you say something, because say something 2 years early when you got a real good chance of finding a solution. Why cause unnecessary panic among the team? When you start to see the timeline horizon closing in, I feel like you got to make a decision to be transparent and assure the team that everything's going to be all right one way or another. But I think the other thing too is the team can help. So they live there. I don't, right?
Yeah.
I'm going through realtors and everything else, but that team can have their eye out on their way home every day as to another location. If a new sign went up, something for sale. So I think engaging their help is always the best because they're right there, boots on the ground. It can be super observant where we're waiting on people to bring to us what might be available.
Yeah.
They'll see it a lot quicker. The best questions are usually the ones that are hard. What video is going to be watchable if it's just all like
Yeah.
fluff?
But,
like
okay.
nobody wants that.
So
That's not what was set up for. So
yeah.
I actually don't mind and don't think it needs to be over vetted. You want to over vet crazy questions like my garage door isn't opening, because all I'm going to do is call our facilities guys and try to get them an answer for why the door isn't opening. So
Yeah.
those are questions you vet because I can't really help them. I'm going to have to do the same thing they need to do, go to the real resource that we have in place to take care of it
Yeah.
for them. So those are things that you want to vet. But hard questions, why would you ever want to hide from those?
So I want to hit on that because since I've known you, since I've been here, you don't shy away from the hard questions. I think for a lot of folks, they don't like that controversy, or they don't like to know or understand what might be wrong, but you've never shied away from it. I mean, I think about our town halls and the exposure that we have there, yourself and the executive team included. Basically, the market has an opportunity to tell us what's right, what's wrong, what's not working, what is. And you've never shied away from that. You've always been able to hit those conversations head on, and I'm sure you experienced that a ton. But what's important, for those watching who might not be okay with that confrontation or be okay with, having somebody tell them what's wrong, what's important to keep in mind when somebody does approach you like that?
Well, that's easy. The problem doesn't go away. Like, you can't hide from it. So I've seen people do that where they think not answering the phone or hiding in the back when the customer's in front or just choosing to not have a conversation. Like, the problem doesn't go away. It still remains. I just view in life like you're better off addressing it, better off tackling it. Otherwise, you're just postponing until later in all kinds of areas. Just think about, like, you see a phone number come through, you don't want to answer it. Okay, well,
You just prolong.
yeah, now it's going to voicemail. and today's you're gonna get a voicemail and a text,
And it's going to linger in your mind.
and then you're gonna have to play phone tag with them to actually call them back and have the conversation. You'd have been way better, and you're gonna stress over the conversation. You'd have been way better off just answering
Just going at it.
on the phone. So that's just a simple example of why I don't think it's productive to avoid.
Yeah. Well, admire you for that. I mean, again, I've seen tons of experiences where you're just like, hey, let me have it, or let me know what's on your mind, and you just deal with it directly. So,
Yeah, avoidance is a terrible strategy.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
absolutely. All right. Moving on.
I am Joe Vanek. I'm from 576 Mokina, 191st Street. You know, we're targeting, the blue collar, right? The blue
Yep.
collar workforce. And I myself have a lot, based off of this company coming here and just growing and growing up in this company and having a lot of mentors and stuff like that. What made you go towards like the blue collar, the non-degrees, the tattoo, the people who haven't found their niche, in this world?
I'm not against college. Sometimes it gets fun and sound like I'm all against college. I'm not at all. I embrace it, but it's not for everybody.
Didn't work for me.
I didn't have the opportunity, but I still found a great way to have a rewarding career, have work that matters, and make some money along the way. And so I just want to share that with everybody else, because I think there's so much pressure on young people to have their whole life figured out at an age where there's no way you have it all figured out. And the great thing is you can go to school. If it's not right for you right now, you can work a little bit. You could try this, and you must love it. And if you hate it, you still could go to school. You can still do something else. So it's more just making sure everybody knows the opportunity that's out there that's been really great for me, great for you, great for others. And I think we've been stereotyped, and it hasn't been talked about enough. And so we're on a little bit of a mission just to make it known, because I think the world should know. Nothing against all the other opportunities. If they love that and have a way, whether it's college or not, great. But if you're wondering what can I do, want to be rewarded with seeing instant gratification from transforming a car from wreck to fix, and have a great career along the way, I want people to know that there's opportunity here.
100%. I'm one of them. So
Love
thank you
it,
very
Joe.
much
Thanks
for
for
that.
everything you've
You know
done.
that.
Just for those that don't know, you still got the tattoo, or did you cover it?
No, it's there.
It's still
It's
there. So told
Trash
everybody, anybody who gets a company logo tattooed, I would pay for the tattoo if they do it. Joe's one of them that did it. That's how committed he is. I don't even have a tattoo, but I'm willing to fund anybody who gets one, and he actually took me up on it. Him and several others. We got a few in the company, but he's one of the first.
Yep.
So that's still true. Like you will pay for somebody to get a tattoo.
Yeah, when are you going?
I can't. Well, okay. So
Yeah,
is
for sure.
is there a threshold like on size and cost, or you don't care as long as it has a Crash logo?
Those details don't matter.
How many people have a Crash logo right now?
I know of a half a dozen, and I would assume I would know about it because they would look for the reimbursement. So
You do pay back, right? Okay, so are you willing to ever get a tattoo or no? Do you have a tattoo, Matt?
no, not.
It's kind of a weird
And
question.
here's
to
the
come
reason
from-
why.
Sorry.
Here's the reason why I say, because
Yeah.
I look back, like what I thought was cool 10 years ago, I sure don't think is cool
That's
today.
fair. Yeah,
That's my hesitation.
makes sense. Yeah, mine would be what's that single thing that you could live with the rest of your life? Kind of like your ideal guest on the PodCrash. Like I just don't want to pigeonhole myself on creating something, and then me 10 to 15 years hating what I tattooed, right? So, but moving on to the foundation of Joe's question is, what are the key components to appealing to blue collar workforce in your opinion? Like, what message do we have to deliver to appeal to this workforce?
I think I've articulated that a little bit already in the conversation, but I think the opportunity that it isn't well known. So I referred to the
Unknown
stereotype
awareness,
with
yeah.
that in that conversation, and then the earlier one about is the industry appealing to women. Like the stereotypes, I think, involve like it's hard, dirty work that doesn't pay very well, and nobody wants to do that. And I think a lot of work is hard. I'm not saying that our work isn't hard. I know it pays better than a lot of people think. I know that there's a lot more variety to what we do than people think, because of the technology on the vehicles today. It's not the image of the body tech of old, and there's big companies in the industry, so there's a whole career path behind it. So I think if those things are known on a large scale, people would think about it differently.
Yeah. So yeah, pathways, money, income, opportunity, like all those key things. Yeah. And yeah, we just got to be better at getting that message out. So that brings us to the end of the podcast, Matt. I want to thank all of our leaders and general managers who took the time at the summit to take the chance to ask you those questions. And secondly, thanks for letting me crash the pod. So thank you.
Thanks, Danny. Yeah, it was fun.
Absolutely.
I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you want more PodCrash in your life, which of course you do, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Catch you next time.